Bonjour, hello, welcome to Max Mountain World. Bonjour, hello, good morning. Here's for another update on the situation on the arrival of snow before winter. Let's have a little look around. There's some pretty neat stuff here. So, just head outside. One of the reasons why I love getting up mega early in the mornings is just some of the scenery you find. I'll just take a walk out the back door and just look at this. It's beautiful. Just the morning clouds, the morning mist in the process of dissipating, and that's just beautiful. Now I'll just go back over that, just zoomed in a bit, and we'll just see how this all looks. There's the mountain behind Crayview, beautifully white. So, bit of a pink cloud going on. So, let's go and check out the technical side of all this. This being the third of this sort of mini series of videos that I'm doing on the arrival of snow. We had a bit of a dusting. This is now 7:30 in the morning. It's the 5th of November, the day that Britain celebrates the fact that some guy did not blow up the Houses of Parliament. I think these days probably something would be the other way around. Anyway, I diversify. You can see a bit of a snow covering on roofs and things. Hopefully this mist, it might have bad timing here. A couple of seconds ago, or a couple of minutes ago is when I caught the mountains of Crayview, which is over here, but this is all mist and cloud and stuff that's coming up the mountain. So we'll have a little look around, just a dusting of snow, half an inch, a centimetre or so, and we've not really got white trees here, and yes, as predicted or not predicted, we have this cloudy situation going on, which is going to make it impossible for me to see what's going on up the top. So give that a little time. Mountain weather is very, very dynamic, changes mega rapidly, and I've no doubt at all that this will clear again in a few minutes. So I'll do a little explanation just now to go over exactly what's happening just now. It's all very easy to go, yay, snow's arrived, it's going to get white. Yes and no. Remember, this is the third one of the series. Hopefully you can look back and see, I'll try and put links up, and we'll see what goes with it. Again, I can never remember whether it's there or there. But anyway, doesn't really matter. There'll be a little white thing comes up with information on the other two videos that I've done. So yeah, we've still got this system coming through. The reason why all this fogginess stuff is happening, the pressure's dropped. We're kind of in the middle of it, and we're expecting more to come through later on. So what's happening? You can actually see, if you look at this roof here, which is right next door here, you'll see that's just how much or how little has actually fallen. Sometimes we get a snowfall in winter. I think the biggest I've experienced is waking up to 80 centimetres, which is kind of there. Now, when that happens, really, you go nowhere. You're getting the shovels out, you're getting the snow machines out, and you've got loads of work. And if your car's parked outside, 3-4 hours minimum to get the thing out of wherever it's parked, and I've had that before. So this is just part of this one system's coming through. No doubt in a few days time, once the system's passed, once the air's warmed up a little bit, it's all going to melt away again. So here we have it. I don't know, mist, mist, cloud, cloud. I'm actually looking up here and I can see blue sky, clear blue sky. So we're at the very, very top of this cloud, which has just drifted in and it will drift back out again. What I'll do is I'll actually go round onto it and just leave the camera running for a while. I can always speed up the effect and you can see what happens with this cloud drifting in, drifting out situation. Just before I do though, just to explain, temperatures just now. Let's consult Mr. Telephone, Mr. Information Internet. The problem with this is it's got the fingerprint recognition. And just before I came along here to do this, I went and looked at a job that I finished last evening, and I had to touch something. My fingers are now dirty. It doesn't recognise my fingers when they're dirty, but still. Anyway, having a look at this, temperature 2 degrees. We can see the forecast on it, whatever. Let's have a little look and see. Temperatures between 4 -1, it feels like 2 degrees, actually feels a lot colder, but 2 degrees and snow. So this is the forecast for today. Precipitation chance 90%, yeah, it's more or less snowing just now. And it's also going to show us all the way through the day what's going to happen. So we're going to get a bit of a respite this morning, and probably it's going to continue a little bit with a few showers on and off through the day. Just catching the top of the forest and the mountain next to us here. We do have the localised cloud here. It's coming in from a sort of westerly, southwesterly direction. So as I explained in the previous video, this is this thing that's sweeping through France and it's catching us at the tail end. By the time it hits the mountains, it's all scrambled up and who knows what happens, which is why it's so difficult to predict what the weather's doing here in the mountains. It's just such a dynamic situation. That previous shot was looking, what direction? Well, we're looking southeastish. And now I'm kind of got the camera, I'm at the other side of the building, and this is kind of westish. Believe it or not, up behind here is a large mountain, which we can just catch over the right here, in a little clear spell. If I just catch that, you can see all the trees are beautifully white. It's just beautiful over there. So, yeah. Now, let's just keep an eye on that for a while. Now, as this is slightly clearing, let's have a wee closer look and get technical, because you can see the up the top here is still all white trees, but we're coming down here and more or less the same level as I am here, 1800 meters. You can see these trees are not so white. There's a definite line along there. That's the snow line that we're at. We've had a dusting here. We're more or less on the snow line. We're more or less on the freeze line. So again, I just zoom out a little bit and you can see how it's starting to clear, and we can see a little bit more of the mountain and a bit more the whiteness of what's going on up there. Beautiful, beautiful scenes to catch in the mornings here. And again, this is just up the top here. That'll stick around. The freeze line will, during the days, will be popping up, but like I was explaining before, we get the snowfalls, we get the systems, the snowfalls, it'll melt back a little bit, it'll come down a bit more the next time, and then woof, we get snow here. So we have got snow here, but I very much doubt it's going to stick around for a long time. It's going to take another system to come through that's going to really wipe onto us. So hopefully the sped up version of that little still, as it were, will show what's happening with the localized cloud and the cloud up above. All this stuff here is what's coming in. It's coming in from the west, southwest sort of direction. If we just go around very slowly, and we can head round and have a little look at this is more of a sort of northwesterly direction, and you can see down here we're almost on top of the cloud. At times you can end up with the cloud being just below us, and it's just looking at this massive sea of cloud, but we unfortunately don't have that quite just yet. But you can also see down the bottom here, still very green, very coloured, and not snowed upon. So that's just below the snow line. Just beautiful. I love this place. So that's the local situation. That's what I've found this morning, just out and about now. Absolutely frozen here. My fingers are turning blue. I need my next coffee. Let's go down and see what all the gadgets have got to say about this. So back down to the man cave, and I've already had a look at my favourite app, which is lightningmaps.org. And there's no storms about here at all, no thunder stuff. It's too cold. There's not enough energy in the clouds, in the sky, and wherever, all over. I did notice earlier that there's quite a lot of stuff, stormy stuff and lightnings and thunder and whatnot happening in the south of Italy, and the other further south in the Med, the other end down in Turkey's had a bit of a thrashing of it this morning. So isn't it great that we've got all this technology at our disposal where we can look at all this stuff? We can see what's coming well before it comes. But as explained, the trouble is these systems hit the mountains and they just get it all gets jumbled up. And by the time it hits us in the mountains, it's kind of difficult to predict stuff. So I do check the lightning stuff a lot, principally just to keep an eye on what's happening with the radios and stuff. So we'll swing around, have a wee look outside, and oops, get this privacy curtain opened up, and we'll see what's going on. So you can see it's sort of just very much a dusting of snow, nothing more. Little bit. I've got this little stool that I use to climb up and down to the car when I've been shopping and stuff, and it's kind of like a nice little monitor. It's just very much a dusting of snow and stuff. So yeah, I've got to keep an eye on. You can see I've got a little coat hanger on this old radio. This is an ongoing project of mine to revive one of these old fellas. Yeah. Sits right next to it. Here we have the main radio. Nothing happening as such just yet. No. Very quiet. Sometimes you find when there's a big amount of snow, again I diversify, but when there's a big fall of snow, it kind of forms a fantastic ground plane for the antenna systems, and that's when the radio can get seriously well active. So let's just consult Stevie here. When I was on the alpaca farm in Scotland a little while back, one of the alpacas, this guy, is actually blind, and they called him Stevie. No prizes for guessing why. But anyway, let's have a little gander and see how the weather situation looks. This is the same thing that I shoved up on the phone earlier, and we can see from the previous footage, which was only a couple of minutes ago, that it's actually stopped snowing, and this is pretty accurate as this goes. We can see later on, it's this evening, tonight, it's actually going to be dropping down 0. Chances of snow, you never know. We can go up and have a look at the future stuff. We can see a little bit of a pause happening tomorrow, but it's just steadily getting colder. Temperatures dropping down to -7 on Friday, and a 90% chance on Thursday. So let's have a little look on Thursday. Cha-ching. And here we go. So we've got all the information here on what's going on today. Snow showers, 60% chance of precipitation, 95% humidity. It's kind of like a bit of a pessimistic view of things if you if you like the snow. If you don't like the snow, it's maybe optimistic. But anyway, yeah, you can see Thursday. I think Thursday's the next one. It's saying snow. It's saying temperatures between 2 and -6. Now normally the precipitation will commence as the temperatures come down. It'll turn to snow around about 2 to 1 degree, and it's going to be dropping. -6 it's saying there, 90% chance of precipitation, not too much in the way of winds, and 95% humidity again. So Thursday should be quite an interesting day for that, and that'll probably be round about when I'm doing my next update. So let's see what the telly's got to say about it.
Oui, elle est montée très vite dans le Pas-de-Calais sur les bords de l'Aliade.
This is up the north, Pas-de-Calais, very north, next to the channel.
En aval, c'est-à-dire du côté de Isques ou encore en allant un petit peu plus vers Boulogne-sur-Mer, le niveau continue de monter actuellement dans le Pas-de-Calais. Il y a également un autre département placé en vigilance orange pour le risque de
we are
la Charente-Maritime. Le niveau
here,
est stabilisé par rapport à hier.
right next to the border with Italy.
Les précipitations sont en train d'arriver.
You can see still an alert there. I'll turn this guy off, and you can see the systems coming through here. So we can see what's happening here, that it's actually, by the time it's hitting us, it's coming, yeah, it's coming from the southwest, west-southwest sort of direction. You can see there's some pretty big stuff going to be happening, some hail, thunder. Not so high winds though. There you go, up the Northern Alps, 1500 metres going to be the snow line. And this is the temperatures at sea level-ish, so therefore our temperatures here this afternoon is going to be, yeah, it's going to maybe hit up to about 4 degrees, but the snow line at the north dropping down to about 1300 metres. You can see in Corsica 1600, right on us 1300, so it is going to snow Thursday, Friday. You can see all these predictions going on. The whole country's just getting wiped with this storm now, and this is what's happening towards the weekend. In the time it's taken for me to actually do the MaxMountainWorld man cave stuff has actually cleared quite a bit. We've got a larger mountain behind us here, beautifully white, ready to ski, ready to avalanche as well, so we've got to be careful on that front. But just going round is, yeah, not really very much snow here. But what I was saying earlier about these clouds, we're above it now. Look at that. Just brilliant. Sunshine on the mountain behind at the other side of the valley. So anyway, that's the latest update this morning, the 5th of November. And it's a bit of a storm coming through here. Be interesting to see what happens in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 days, whatever. And be very interesting to see exactly what happens, and be able to show what happens with all this snow line kind of thing coming up and coming down, with the next snowfall will be a bit lower, going up, and just generally the temperatures are sort of tumbling now towards the winter situation. So so that's it. That's the latest update, number 3 video in the arrival of snow thing. So we'll see how it goes. As I said, the weather in the mountains is very, very dynamic. It changes. It's very difficult to predict, so obviously it's very difficult to predict what I'm going to do and what I'm going to do with the updates. We'll see what happens. Keep an eye on it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.